Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me for another office hours training. I'm Crystal L. Gunn, your financial strategist and small business advisor. And part of what I do, be it on the business or the personal side, is help you to create a solid financial relationship and or a strong business base that you can then grow, right? That's the part that's easy for me. The part that I love the most is, and I love that other part too, but the part that I love the most is when you get to have those aha moments, helping you have some self-discovery moments and helping you see what no longer serves you so that you can release all of that, heal and soar. And all of that helps with the breakthroughs. That's where you start to shift, and that's where the magic happens, be it in your personal finances or on the business side. So it's Wednesday. Happy hump day. And I decided to talk more about why we operate the way that we operate so that we can heal. Because it doesn't matter. I always say the numbers, the budgeting, the credit, all of that is easy. Go back and look at those episodes. And I will touch on those things again. But understanding why you operate the way that you operate is crucial because you can't change, you can't heal, you can't grow if you don't understand why you do the things that you do. So last week, I started to unpack some of our bad money habits observed in us. And when I say us, I mean the Black community, African Americans. And last week was about the lack of budgeting and the historical context which shaped your financial or our financial relationships, the generational impact, and the socioeconomic challenges. We got to peel back all of those layers in order to break the curse. We talk about those generational curses and to heal our financial relationships so we can build new strategies for the generations that follow. So this week, I started on the legacy of insufficient savings. Yesterday was about the historical context. Today, I want to move to the generational impact. And remember, this is all about mindset and understanding why we operate the way that we operate so that we can heal, thrive, and prepare the next generation for success. So let's look at inherited financial behaviors, because remember, everyone has a financial relationship. It wasn't defined by you. It was defined by what you inherited generationally. And I'm not talking about assets, what you overheard, what you saw, what was taught to you, what wasn't taught to you, all of the things that have happened in your life throughout this time up until this day that has you acting and operating and feeling and thinking a certain kind of way, all defined outside of you, and it doesn't serve you, right? So when we look at the inherited financial behaviors and the mindset of Black folks today are significantly influenced by the experiences of previous generations, right? So stories of the financial struggle and the necessity of living paycheck to paycheck have been passed down, creating a focus on immediate needs. When you look at 75% of the population and you see all these numbers like that are so unrealistic, like I keep seeing the numbers going down, but then you keep seeing the debt, the national credit card debt going up, people living paycheck to paycheck, that number going down. Like, what poll is that and who are they polling? Because more and more people are living paycheck to paycheck. But also there's the historical context or connotation with that living paycheck to paycheck that again has been passed down, creating a focus on immediate needs, and immediate needs prior to being paying the bills, gas, water, lights, rent, mortgage payment, car payment, right? And so without any type of tradition of savings and wealth accumulation, because they were just paying the bills, many African Americans have not inherited the habit or knowledge of building emergency funds or just building wealth in general. Most have not received a significant inheritance to set them up financially, to put them ahead in the game of life. So we historically start behind in that game of life. And if you started behind and then you haven't made a point to redefine your financial relationship and learn new strategies to pass down, your children will also start behind in that game of life, passing down those financial behaviors that keep us behind in this race, right? The other thing is survival mode mindset. The generational trauma and economic instability have created a survival mode mindset. Yep, we got to have survival strategies, right? But survival mode is when you're living in it every single day. And that survival mode mindset, I got to do what I got to do in order to survive. The focus becomes on those immediate financial needs rather than planning for the future. I got to pay the gas bill. I got to pay the light bill. I got to pay the car payment. I got to pay the house payment, right? And so you're not looking and planning for the future, let alone the generations that follow. And so the subconscious influence of historical economic insecurity can lead to a reluctance to save, as financial stability has often seemed unattainable. When people think and say, oh, I can't save, or it's so hard to save, because your mental map, your mindset is not set up that way. And in addition, now you see how the definition of needs, when you talk about those immediate needs, how the definition of needs has expanded to include things. So more clothes, TVs, shoes, jewelry, purses, etc. And we find value in those things and not any value in saving or investing or wealth creation. So we're passing that mindset and that habit, the need for more things, on to our children, helping to define their financial relationship, which doesn't serve them. It's this crazy perpetual cycle. And we got to look at the mistrust of financial institutions, right? You talk to people in your family that are over 70, over 75. They can tell you about, or you can see it, or you've heard it, right? The mistrust of financial institutions and historical exploitation and discrimination by these financial institutions have led to a deep-seated mistrust by many African Americans, right? This mistrust can discourage individuals from using traditional savings account and other financial services, right? We see that in the Credit Reinvestment Act, the CRA. Banks have CRA requirements, right? And they get a CRA score. And so it is to ensure that they are doing things in low to moderate income communities. Now, let's be clear. All of the low to moderate income communities are not occupied by Black folk, right? But there had to be an act implemented in order to get services to low and moderate income, no matter race, creed, or color, but to get low to moderate income communities, right? And you still see, financial institutions getting slaps on the wrist because they're not lending to Black folks. They're not lending to Black-owned businesses. They're not giving them mortgage loans, or they're getting higher rates. You still see this stuff today, right? And so the legacy of the discriminatory practice contributes to a lack of engagement. Plus, still what's going on today deals with, contributes to the lack of engagement with these financial institutions, which are critical for building and maintaining savings. It's not just the mistrust of the banks and credit unions, it's the mistrust of the entire financial services industry. So we don't get the life insurance, we don't buy precious metals, we don't set up the annuities or IRA accounts, all tools which can be used to build wealth and impact the next generation. We then pass that same mistrust down to our children. And we don't pass it down in the ways that we're talking about mistrust, utilizing those tools and services. And then we have another generation left behind in the game of life. It's truly a generational curse. And as we talk about generational curses, if the curse is going to stop with you, then the new systems of success must start with you. So, which leads me into my favorite things. My favorite thing for today is that financial mirror that I created. Remember, we have to understand why we operate the way that we operate. We have to see what those things are. I often ask in workshops, what's 3 things that you need to stop doing, or ways of thinking that you need to change immediately? And every time someone answers one of those questions, we can trace it back to their childhood or what they saw growing up, what they were told, what they experienced, what has happened, right? And has been passed down for generations. So in order to heal our financial relationship, we got to understand why we even operate the way that we operate in the first place. This financial mirror does this. You can download it. You can get your copy. It's an ebook. So you can order your copy. I think I still have it on sale. So it's still, I don't know, less than $10. But it takes you through a series of questions so that you start to understand and you can pull out why you operate the way that you operate. You can name the thing in order to be able to change the thing. Okay. The link to purchase that, it is an ebook. So you purchase it, you will get it in electronic form. All of that is in the description. Now, I always give next steps because life is about the journey. This is a hell of a journey. Trying to redefine your financial relationship, get your house in order today, and create something for the next generation and the generations that follow. It is a journey, and it's not something that you can do overnight. Part of all of this is step by step, day by day, thing by thing to do. I just urge you to commit to you and your family. Walk the journey. It may be hard sometimes. It may be rough sometimes. It may be, difficult for you to look at, but if you trust the process, I promise you it'll be worth it. So what are those next things that we want to do? Look at how you operate financially. Again, go back and think those three. Just start with 3 mindsets or habits that you need to change. You need to change it. And then start to reverse them and teach them to your children, right? No matter their age, right? So you got, 30-year-old children, but you see them doing some of the same things that you do that you need to change for you. Point it out to them. Not in a negative way, not in a way, but hey, this is something that I do that's been horrible for me financially. I see you doing the same thing. Let's talk about it so that we can heal it as a family so we don't pass it on to the next generation. Right? This is how you start to break the curse and set up the new strategies for future generations. So if this information has been helpful, please subscribe to my channel. Be sure to turn notifications on so that you don't miss this training. Also, if you are in personal or business, in need of personal or business strategy, let's talk about it. The links for scheduling consultation are in the description below. I am no longer taking on new personal coaching clients, like coaching for a process, but I still do personal 1-hour strategies on the personal side and on the business side. So again, those links are below. If you need a consultation about life insurance, wills, powers of attorney, or trust, that link is below as well. Again, all of the links are below. Check out the other links. There's sure to be something that you will find of service to you, either with a price or for free. Check out the links and then go back and check out the previous episodes. I'm sure you'll find something that speaks to your immediate need, especially once you start to find out those things those thoughts, habits, and processes that you need to change financially. Go back and look. It's probably an episode or 2 or 3 or 4 that I've spoken to and about those very things, right? And then remember, always give yourself some grace. You don't know what you don't know, and you've been conditioned to do things that don't work in your favor when it comes to your finances. Keep striving for your next level. This is not a race. It's not a race, and it's not a contest with anybody else, right? It is a race for you because we're out of time, right? But never, ever, ever give up on you and always invest in you. It is the best investment that you will ever make. And I promise you, you will not regret it. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you on the other side. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Be sure to join me for the private online Q&A immediately following. The link is in the description. And if you have
haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn notifications on so you never miss this opportunity. Thank you again, and I will see you on the other side.